I'm going to keep this intro short and sweet. Drivers on F123 are toxic as fuck, and here's why. So we start from P16 on the grid in Brazil. Two cars don't get off the line and one has a very, very poor start, putting us straight up into 14th place, and then we get swamped by two cars into turn 1. Back down to 15th, we get bumped by a green car to the inside of turn number 1 and we get an invalidation. There's multiple cars facing the wrong way at turn number 3, putting us up into P12. We get a good run on Mark Evo through turn number 3, putting us up into 11th down towards turn number 4. We squeeze him to the outside ever so slightly, he drives off track and then Lucky goes straight through us. Further carnage at turn number 4, hitting the side of Lucky, back down to P13. So far we've picked up 3 positions and surprisingly no damage given how much we've been through so far. Coming through turn number 6 is probably the quietest moment of the race so far. Mark has an interesting line through turn number 7 and subsequently turn number 8 he's going to drive into the side of the car ahead, spin himself around to promote us into P12. You'd think the carnage would have died down by now, but there is a car on the inside at turn number 9 who's having the time of his life. We have a short time to breathe through turn number 11 as shockingly not a lot is happening as we go to the final corner. Things are starting to happen, someone drives completely straight off the track, we spin as usual, go to the inside at the final corner, auto recovery to track and everyone is just going to drive past us. We finally regain control in P16, but we're under pressure from 2 cars as about half the grid has gone to the pit. We're behind Benson and whoever this is on our inside. With P14 coming down towards turn number 1, try and get a cut back on Benson. Nothing's... I'm out of breath to be honest. I genuinely forgot that I left the entire first lap in because it's so chaotic, so I didn't actually... I've not given myself a time to just breathe. Okay, coming out of turn number 3 for the second time, we get a good run on P13, but he's going to push us to the inside for absolutely no reason whatsoever, so on the exit of turn number 4 we're going to push him back and basically say, fuck you, I'm taking this position. Lap number 2 is actually surprisingly calm. We had a chance to just sort of regain our sanity. And on lap number 3 we find ourselves behind Benson as we come round towards turn number 8. We miss our braking point ever so slightly and almost go into the back of Benson, so we run wide and there is a beautifully coloured liveried car going around our outside at turn number 9. That is a brilliant colour choice if I don't say so myself. We hit the back and come through turn number 10, hit the curb on the inside and weirdly get pivoted round on it, lose all momentum, and we drop down to P13 once more. Heading through the final real corner for the 3rd time this race, and it's a lot calmer than lap number 1. Oh, never mind, someone's round. That promotes us up into P12. And it looks like Benson and Pabio is going to be battling down the straight. Benson's going to take a nasty swipe at him, take him out straight away. Hopefully it's not just because he's not a fan of purple, otherwise I'm in real danger here. Nevertheless, we get a good run through turn number 3. We're going to have DRS on Benson. Hopefully he doesn't take a swipe at us, but at this point I was absolutely fucking terrified he was going to do the same. He's weaving like a madman down towards turn number 4 and we decide to stay behind him for the time being. Hopefully he makes a mistake and we don't have to be taken out by him. We've skipped the middle sector, but I was very clearly quicker than Benson. I was just absolutely fucking terrified to try and move on him. Round the final corner and up towards the main straight, we've got Mark ahead who is going weirdly slowly. He's the one that had an interesting line on lap number 1. But Mark is going to push him wide, or push Benson wide, sorry. We are going to go up the inside of the pair of them. Very nice move, we're side by side with Benson through turn number 1. But we're weirdly going to respect him and leave him room despite what he's done to other drivers, and hopefully just not piss him off. But we're leading out of turn number 3, we're going to be under pressure from Benson this time. He is going to have DRS, we're going to use all our ERS to try and defend against him. Inside line for turn number 4. And he's not taking us out, and we've defended the position. Mark and Benson are going to be battling, so we can just pull away from them. Thank God. At the end of Sector 2, we have an almost 2-second lead on Mark and Benson, who are still battling quite intensely. Never mind, I've had my usual mid-race spin. You can see I'm angry because I'm wriggling the wheel. That's the only way I can, show my anger in the moment. I was also obviously swearing quite a bit and saying some very questionable things that obviously I can't say in the video. Stuff like calling myself a subscribe and call myself a subscribe and an absolute subscribe. After that spin we find ourselves behind Mark once more, actually ahead of Benson somehow. I'm not really too sure how I managed that. I'm guessing the auto recovery saved him massively. Hopefully it can save me again. Well, I don't really know what happened for me to spin at this exact corner on the previous lap. But nevertheless, we find ourselves behind Benson once more, and this time he is just going to brake check us and break our wing. I've done absolutely nothing to him other than overtake him, and he decides he's just going to be a dickhead, for lack of a better word, and we're going to come into the pit at the end of that lap. We're going to put the soft tyres on. We know we're quicker than him. Hopefully we can kill him. From this point, I really didn't give a shit about any positions that I'd be making up this race. My only goal now was to absolutely embarrass Benson. And by embarrass, I mean, you know, just lose to me. A lap after we make our pit stop, Benson has pulled into the pit, as you can see in the top left-hand corner. I'll be honest, he's probably going to get out in front of us because of the wing damage, unless he had wing damage himself. Regardless, first of all, we have this car ahead of us. It's Gutty or Gooty or however you want to say it really. We've got to get past him first. You can see Benson is 3.5 seconds ahead of us as we head down towards turn number 4. All I can hope for is that Gutty is a nice driver and isn't going to cause me any grief. We're right on the back of him through turn number 5, heading down towards turn number 6. I want nothing more than to embarrass Benson, so I've really got to get past this guy quick and I've got to be aggressive. He has a little bit of a moment through turn number 7. We're going to dive the inside into turn number 8 and through turn number 9 we are past him with Benson in our sights, 3.3 seconds ahead. Now we've got to catch him. We gain 2 positions down the main straight because 2 cars have DNF through, I can only imagine, some interesting circumstances. As we come to the end of lap number 10, we are 2.5 seconds, no we're not, we are 2.9 seconds behind Benson, and as we come into the centre S, we can see him in our sights off in the distance, which gives me even more motivation to catch him. At the end of sector 2 is where we're quickest all race. We have closed up the gap to 2.3 seconds through the final corner. We have a little bit of a moment, we managed to catch the car and not spin around entirely. We are down to 3 seconds as we come through the middle of sector 2. And attempt number 2 at the final corner is now down to 2 seconds is the gap, and we don't spin this time. We are quickly catching him and we should have plenty of time to make a move, so long as he doesn't try and take us out, which isn't out of the realms of possibility. And as we come through sector 2 once again, the gap is now 1.6 seconds. He's right ahead of us. He is going to be just out of our DRS, I think, but a lap later we are right behind him with 3 laps remaining. Surely we're going to make this move stick so long as he doesn't try and take us out. Through the final corner we go once more, and there is actually a slow moving car ahead of us. Hopefully he doesn't interfere with this battle, because all I want to do is beat this guy. This is going to be our first chance to overtake him since he took us out. He's going to go defensive very, very early and actually run off the track a little bit. We've got DRS, but he has got the straight line speed advantage. We're not going to be challenging down towards turn 1. We're instead going to sit behind him, 2 laps remaining, and hopefully make him make a mistake. Up towards turn number 6, and it's actually Lucky ahead of us, the guy that caused me issues on lap number 1. We are right on the back of Benson through turn number 7 and into turn number 8. We were significantly quicker than him through the middle sector all race, and it was only our straight line speed that was our hindrance to him. At this stage I was hoping that Lucky would, you know, annoy Benson enough that Benson would try and take him out and I could just go past a pair of them. That would be quite nice. Regardless, as we come through turn number 11, we are going to have double DRS on these 2 and double slipstream. Hopefully it's nice and clean and we just breeze past Benson. I really don't want to have a disgusting battle with him again because I don't think I'm going to come out on top. But using a little bit of ERS just to stay on the back of him, we're going to open our DRS onto the final lap of the race. He's going to go to the outside of Lucky, and you can see we just don't have the straight line speed to challenge either of them. Into turn 1. Oh fuck. Okay, so my preview screen that I watch my races back is quite pixelated and blurry, and I've just completely forgotten that there's actually 18 laps in a 25% race and not 16, so I've made myself look like an idiot. Hit subscribe. Well, that's kind of ruined the momentum of this attack a bit. But coming through turn number 3, Benson's got ahead of Lucky. We're going to challenge up the inside of Lucky with the help of DRS and a little bit of ERS. Side by side of him, but he's clearly got the straight line speed. We're going to go slightly aggressive, but decide to, you know, play fair with Lucky. He seems to be a relatively clean driver. Still on his inside through turn number 5, but unfortunately we're not able to make the move stick. Once again, I know I need to be aggressive if I want to beat Benson, because obviously he's ahead now. He is slowly pulling away, so we're going to dive up the inside of turn number 10 and basically just force our way through. I thought it was a clean enough move. We did make contact, but I didn't really hinder Lucky all too much. He didn't agree with that idea. We've actually lost the place to a guy behind who comes out of absolutely nowhere. As Lucky forces us off at the final corner, so thank you very much. I really don't think I deserve that. But the problem now was now I had 2 people in the race that had pissed me off and forced me off track and that I wanted to embarrass. So with 2 laps remaining, we tried just that. We're right on the back of Lucky through turn number 5 once more. We're going to get a good run and we're going to try around the outside of turn number 6 until he just pushes us off wide, but that ruins his line through turn number 7, so we're going to get the cutback on him. And we're going to open up the steering just a little bit and basically tell him to fuck off. If you push me off track, I'm going to push you off track and make it look like an accident because I'm an absolute professional. So thanks to that problematic moment with Lucky, we have left ourselves only 1 chance or 1 lap to overtake Benson. We've got DRS out of turn 3, he goes defensive and is just weaving beyond belief, which completely ruins my momentum and ruins my overtaking chance. We're going to get a good exit out of turn number 4 and through turn number 5. The winner's already crossed the line, but we don't give a fuck. We're side by side, heading down towards turn number 6. He doesn't do what Lucky does, but we get caught on the grass just a little bit and lose the back end of the car and lose our momentum once again. And cutting the corner at turn 8 ever so slightly because there's more important things right now than corner cuts. So as we run through turn number 11, we're going to have 1 opportunity and it is going to be a run to the line. We need to get a good exit out of the final corner, and compared to him it's pretty equal unfortunately. Using all our ERS on the exit, you can see he's still weaving. We're going to have DRS, but with his straight line speed advantage it is just not going to be enough, and that is really fucking annoying.
The racing was clean and I'm really pleased about that, but we have got to work on moving through the field quicker.
Oh wow, we get driver of the day. I doubt I deserve that, but given the shit I went through, I'll happily take it. So we come home in an incredibly annoying PA, and just to have a look at the driver of the day, it's complete bollocks because someone went from last on the grid to P4. Even when I get driver of the day, I'm still pissed off because how the fuck did I get driver of the day? I very blatantly took out another car. I mean, expertly, but still.